Good morning. Just a quick observation I was making this morning, putting together. We just had Mother's Day the last couple of days ago in the United States, anyway. And I combined that event with a conversation I had with someone, and then it made me go look at the results that are showing up in if you guys haven't taken the monster quiz, like what monsters in the driver's seats related to my book, The Monster Under the Bed. If you don't know about that, you haven't really followed me over the last few years, you can go check that book out. Just go The Monster Under the Bed, Amazon, Fisk, put my last name because you'll find a lot of kids' books in that category. But anyway, so the correlation I was discovering this morning as I was just processing the last 48 hours, basically, Mother's Day, this conversation I had, and going to look at the analytics of what is the top result of the monster quiz. You can find it at kimfisk.com if you want to go take it and see how your results correlate with what I'm going to tell you, because it's not a surprise for me, because it's probably it's number two. It's tied typically with number one monster track. In my book, I have 10 monster tracks that are evidence that you have some sort of a fear that's a lie that's hiding under the bed. The subtitle is The Lie, Uncovering the Lie That Drives Us. So the word lie is a little strong because you were little, you didn't really have any control over that, but it was a belief, it was a truth, let's put it that way. It wasn't even a belief, it was a truth that you embedded about yourself. And as a result of that belief, the truth, you had response or reactionary behaviors, like this is flight and fight, right? Flight, I believe, comes first. Monster track number one is shame. And that's a tie with monster track number two, which is the leading result right now in my quiz analytics, shows people pleasing. And the conversation I just had with someone regarding their Mother's Day experience proves this. It's evident. Even my Uber driver from the airport yesterday, he was asking what I did. I told him about the book. I told him about monster tracks. I told him about shame and people pleasing. He's like, oh my gosh, I got to get this book, because this is exactly like a 28-year-old guy can relate, because these are the fight and flight. And in my understanding, it came first. Flight came first. Shame, that feeling of I'm not okay. Don't see me. That happens way before language or reasoning. This happens even at birth, potentially. Like, they've got studies that show a newborn baby's cortisol levels rising even if there's negative energy, because we're all wired at birth, maybe pre-birth, with instincts that are about survival. And you better make these people happy. That's the fight instinct, is I'm going to make you I'm going to make you happy, mom. I don't want to disappoint you, dad. It happens way before language, because here's the interesting thing is we are a species that, as part of our survival, we have to fit in. We have to make sure these people take care of us. We don't have language or reasoning around this. You don't have that part of your brain, but instinctually, you have a need, because it's your survival. Absolutely it is. So people now 45, 50, 60, 28, this guy, they don't understand, why do I have this compulsion to make sure people like me? And I still don't want to disappoint my dad, and I still want to make my mom happy, and I don't want to, right? We carry these truths that are under the bed, so to speak, and our reactions to them, our fight responses are, I got to make sure that these people like me. I got to make sure. It's still in the driver's seat. And you can sense it. You can't say no to people, right? You overload yourself, and then you live in overwhelm. And the interesting thing about the people-pleasing monster track that is number one right now, shame is pretty close in the analytics, by the way, but people-pleasing is a huge one because of the reasons I'm saying. And you have a sense, let's put it this way, you have a sense that it's unhealthy. You have a sense that you are being controlled by something because logically, wait, either screw it, I don't have to make these people happy, but that part of you that was wired from, 2 years old, and it's been firing and wiring your entire life. You've been practicing people pleasing. And then it ends up to be, here's the here's the insidious part of this. Have you ever noticed that trying to make these people happy, living in constant making you happy, making you happy, making you happy, you're not happy, but you think that if you make these people happy, you're going to be okay. That's the lie, by the way. But then you end up resenting these people. And you did it. They didn't, right? You end up resenting the school person who keeps asking you to volunteer because you keep saying yes. You resent the person that at church that keeps asking you to do these things for God, and you aren't honest. And until people are really ready to see, oh, there's a driving component under this based on fear, based on survival, AKA fear, same thing. Because fear was a precursor to death. That's how fear translates in our body, is you feel it makes no logical sense, but this happened way before there was logic at play. You didn't have the equipment to process this accurately, your identity primarily. Anyway, long story to say, this conversation I had with this person after Mother's Day, she 100% exemplified what I'm talking about. She could not, and this is where you get exhausted trying, she could not make everybody happy. And then she doesn't know what to do. So then you shut down. You shut down, or you get resentful, or you explode, right? There's a line that's crossed, and then you explode at people. But you've taught them how to treat you. So it's on you until you're ready to kind of see that, not from guilt or shame. Don't do that. Not from self-judgment, but from observation. Like, oh man, okay, I feel that. And my book doesn't really give you any solutions. It's an awareness bringer. I didn't have solutions, to be honest, fully at the time of the book, and I'm still discovering more solutions, but I have more now. So if this is you're struggling with people pleasing, for example, just anyway, go take the quiz if you want at kimfisk.com and just see what you show up as, because all of it's related to the same thing. It's all based on emotions that we embedded before we had a choice, before you even had an ability to process it accurately. Anyway, love you guys.